Okay, so what we've done is underneath the dash of the extended cab pickup, we've got 7 switches all up, including ignition switch, headlight, wipers, 2 for the aircon, and 1 for each electric window. So instead of putting them in the dash, I want to make a panel underneath. So basically that's basically the shape I want to do. But then once you've got the switches in there, if you walk this way, you can see all the switches. They have lots of wires and they look quite shit at the back, so you don't want to see all the wires. So basically what I want to do is I want to have that under the dash and then another panel around there. So there's a few different ways of doing it, but all I'm doing is just doing a quick hammer form. So basically what I've done is just cut out 2 bits of MDF, the same shape, clean them up like that. So what I'm going to do is sandwich one in between there, and there like that, then run a couple of bolts in there, and then that way I can hammer over this edge so I get a nice smooth hammered edge, and then I can weld another bit around there.
Okay.
Like that. So there's other ways of doing it, but I've done this a fair bit before and it just looks nice and it looks neat. And then you can put the switch panel, you can recess the switch panel back, sort of that far, so when you're looking in the window of the car, you're not really seeing all the switches. So, yeah,
cool.
So that's what I'm doing.
All right, we'll watch you hammering tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. Okay, you can see here I've sort of hammered that over. That gives me the curve. Really, when you're doing these hammer forms, it really should be the material, the hammer form that you're using should be a bit thicker. But I only had sort of 6mm here, and you can see how it's folded over that end a bit. But it's enough to get me started, so I'll unbolt it now and then I'll finish it off with hammer and dolly. Okay, so I've just unbolted that. So there's your top piece. Try and get that out. It's hard to get it out and use. Okay, so that's it there. So I've just taken the bolts out. There's your top plate. There's that now. You can see how this is deformed on the ends. Should have been a little bit thicker. Now sometimes that will be hard to get out because the ends have gone over too much. There we go. Come out the manual. So you can see there, like if I had to use 20 mil, would have been fine. But that gives me something to start with, so now I can finish that up with hammer and dolly, so then that'll fit up under the dash, and then we can have all of our switches there. Then I can put another bit of 1 mil around the edge like that, and then that hides all the wiring from the switches and that sort of stuff. Okay, so then this, once I haven't done anything with it yet, but that will sit back like that, so then our switches are a little bit recessed, but this will be covered, so then from in the seating position, you're not going to see any wiring or anything like that, or the backs of the switches. So okay, so this is it finished. You can see it's got like a decent return, and that will be sort of, I think we'll mount it back there just so it's recessed a little bit, so then you've got your switches, so then the knobs are sort of maybe there, just proud of the dash, and then you can see with the depth there's plenty of room to fit and hide all the wiring, so from underneath you're not going to see the wiring. Okay.